This is a really solid low-level adventure, and the printed version gives you some bare bones, but not much atmosphere. The adventure says, the Druid of Laughing Hollow traditionally travels to the Shrine of Chontea near Julcoon during the Greengrass Festival. But this year, no druid came. Dina Blue Creek, the halfling mare, asks the party to investigate the missing druid. That's the setup. But instead of treating this like walk into the woods and fight mushrooms, which is fine, maybe lean into the idea that something dark and disturbing is beneath the soil in the woods, and just try to inspire thought, really. So the journey to Laughing Hollow could feel increasingly disturbing. At first, the forest is beautiful and birds sing. Wildflowers bloom. Then slowly the details begin to shift. Mushrooms start to grow in impossible places, from dead deer skulls, from tree bark, from boots in a tree. The air smells damp and sweet, sickeningly sweet, like rotting fruit. Every few miles, the players see signs that people try to leave here quickly. There's a broken cart, naturally, covered in fungus. There's a campfire where it's still warm of the fire, but no one's there. There's a prayer carved into a tree. Do not breathe the spores. Now in this adventure we get like random blighted beasts. Works fine mechanically, but narratively, you can make them more memorable. The blighted giant boars shouldn't just attack wildly. Their eyes can be clouded white with fungus, pushing the eyeballs from their sockets. The tusks drip black sap. When one squeals, maybe spores come from its mouth. And maybe they don't stop fighting, even after death. Surprise! Something is controlling the forest. Now the direwolves could stalk the party silently for maybe an hour before they attack. The players occasionally catching sight of glowing fungal eyes between the trees. And then there's a displacer beast. It's starving, wounded, and driven from its territory by this infection. Maybe fungal patches are on its hind, but it's not yet taken full effect. Now the party has choices, and I love choices. Do they kill it? Do they help it? Do they track where it came from? Obviously, you can even have the displacer beast lead them to a spot. And then we've got like a wood elf ambush. It basically says that they fight these guys until they're blooded and then they surrender. You could just have these elves rush in screaming, or you could have them move unnaturally slowly. They're covered in fungal veins beneath the skin. Their speech comes in whispers, as though something else is speaking through them. You know, that old thing. The grave feeds, the grove remembers. Another suddenly hesitates mid-attack, horrified at what they're doing. And once blooded, they start coughing spores, begging the party to help them or put them out of the misery. These are victims, not just enemies. You can use these to deliver a bit of exposition. Maybe the druids found a buried fungal cavern beneath the shrine weeks ago. They believed it was sacred at first. Then they began hearing whispers in dreams. The spores promised harmony, unity, no loneliness, no suffering. You know, that makes these myconids feel like a cult rather than just random fungus monsters. So we get a map of a grove, and it's good. It has like outer ring where something's happened and then an inner ring, so you can make those rings as big as you need to. As the party enter the outer circle, visibility starts to drop as this fog rolls in. It muffles sound. Players hear noises but can't necessarily judge the distance. And the mushrooms, when touched, they pulse. When burned, they scream. When cut open, they bleed black ichor. Entering the inner circle, there's this central red glowing bulbous thing. It's surrounded by another gas spore fungus, 2 adult myconids, and 3 spore servants. The sovereign is in a bed of layered cups of giant mushrooms. Then they'll see a myconid servant dressed in a druid's clothes, and another druid covered in blighted fungus, just standing watch. This one surrenders when blooded, as if getting their mind back. So they must kill all the mushroom folk, which is pretty straightforward. Or how about the demonic influence comes from beneath the floor, underneath the grove, an ancient fiend if you like, a corrupted fae crossing, a long dead demon lord's heart, I don't know. The myconids maybe are not naturally evil. They're acting as extensions of something beneath the soil. And you could just play it as purely evil or twist it to be kind of seductive. The infected villagers don't feel suffering anymore. They feel connected, bonded, peaceful. It's a world without war. Destroying the grove means killing everyone connected to it. Can they do that? Don't get me wrong, this is a good low-level boss encounter. But if you want a bigger cinematic finale, the Sovereign is like a caretaker, the real horror being beneath the grove. During the fight, the fungal floor begins to pulsate. Cracks splitting open, massive roots dragging corpses into the earth. Then something enormous shifts underground. Not fully revealed, but just enough to see. A gigantic, buried fungal entity. The players can't kill it yet, but one day they'll find a ritual or something to stop it. Now, the adventure as written here has the blight fading and the wood elves thanking the party. All very clean and heroic. But what about as an addition? As the party leaves, one character notices tiny spores growing beneath their fingernails. And down the line, players discover this shrine was indeed built on top of a fungal entity centuries ago. The druids were never guardians of this forest. They were jailers. What do you think? Join my memberships or sub for free and I'll see you next session.